the number is unknown.
Okay, and again, that was the one that clipped that northwestern part of Coleman County.
That was the most recent tornado in Coleman County.
And I'm just telling you, again, it is important because we have so many life-threatening tornadoes. Sometimes we might have just the chance to call your community once. We often repeat it over and over again, but because there are so many, it might be a situation where you just hear your community one time. If you are close to any of these places we call out, don't wait on us to call it again. You go to a safe place. What you're seeing in the other box, that is Terry Sasser's live stream. Again, he's streaming from some of the hardest hit areas of Birmingham, and the reports are very troubling. We just heard from the EMA. He said he had reports of multiple fatalities in Pleasant Grove. He couldn't be more specific, but that was an EMA guy. I don't know. We're just passing on what they're telling us. The bottom line is we don't know how many people have died. We don't know how many people have been injured at this phase. You know how it takes the first light of day the next day for us to see the severity of this whole thing. But again, this is serious, serious business. So again, for this storm coming out of Bibb County, for those of you in Pea Ridge, Montevallo, Wilton, Maline, Alabaster, being a safe place. This might be a little closer to Montevallo here, Jason, from looking at this. Campus of the University of Montevallo, community of Wilton down here, being a very safe place. And again, that's going to move down Highway 25 toward Calera. And again, the Weather Service, based on their reports, designating this as a tornado emergency. And again, you can clearly see the indication of that strong tornado that is going to be crossing into Shelby County fairly soon. So that's the situation there. Let's go back up to our storm in northeast Alabama. We have two tornadoes that are apparently down right now. The second is the one that's near Piedmont, and we can be thankful we're going to hand this one off to Georgia in about 30 minutes as it crosses out of the state. But again, that thing is totally wrapped up right there. And again, that's Highway 9. There's
a large tornado on the ground there.
I believe it.
Very large.
Anybody near the Goshen United Methodist Church, be in a safe place. Anybody affected by that 1994 Palm Sunday tornado, be in a safe place now. As far south as Piedmont, be in a safe place now. Spring Garden over here in the southeastern part of Cherokee County. This is all way south of Leesburg and Center. This is all way north of Anniston. The problem area, Piedmont, Goshen, Spring Garden. That's the triangle. If you live around there, this is a major violent tornado that is down. And again, we cannot stress enough the urgency in getting to a safe place. So a tornado emergency for southern Cherokee and far northern Calhoun counties. This does not include the cities of Anniston, Oxford, Jacksonville. This is solely for Piedmont in the area near the Cherokee County line and the communities across Cherokee County as well. Here it comes, and this is the one that hit Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. This is a storm that is a killer. It has produced loss of life in Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, and now it is hopefully not doing the same up here in the far northeastern part of Alabama. And I tell you what, I'm going to, you can leave the other box up. We're going to go back to some of these images. And it's amazing to me, Jason, we're seeing the debris coming from so many of these hard-hit areas now showing up in various places. I've probably got 100 pictures of debris from Tuscaloosa. And again, the one thing I want to encourage people to do, if you find debris in your yard, please save it. This might be precious to somebody in Tuscaloosa or in Birmingham in these hard-hit areas. And they have no other way of getting that back. And they might be very deeply appreciative if you save that and call them. Look at that.
Take that full.
Yeah. Let's go back to this image. And again, images like that are kind of telling the story. That is downtown Cordova. Now, again, the problem we've got, you know, did that happen this morning? Did it happen this afternoon? We've had multiple reports of tornadoes come through there. But again, that's what downtown Cordova looks like this afternoon. And we'll just keep rolling those. We'll go back to the double box. Okay, Honora Gathings is in Pleasant Grove. Honora, tell us what has happened out there and what do you know about the loss of life out there?
Well, James, right now we're just hearing initial reports that there have been a few fatalities, but over the last few minutes, I mean, things have just escalated from bad to even worse. We still haven't gotten to where the homes are leveled, but as we were walking in, we saw people being brought out in the back of pickup trucks, bruised from head to toe, wet. Their clothes were soaked with water, with blood. Now you see men running back and forth. These are residents that live out here yelling for any able-bodied man that's out here to help carry out bodies. They're bringing out people on doors. Many of them appear to still be alive, but there appears, and they've made makeshift slings. They've tried to wrap up some wounds, but there's a lot of people out here bleeding. There's a lot of people out here that still have not found their loved ones. The last phone call that they had with them was right as the storm came through. The last thing they heard was Big Bang before they lost service. So there's still a lot of missing people and a lot of people that are coming out severely injured at this point, James.
And again, we have people watching this worldwide. Where do you know, Nora, where the most concentrated damage in Pleasant Grove is at this point, based on what you know?
I'm trying to look at a sign that's still standing because I'm not particularly familiar with this part of Pleasant Grove, but it's around 10th Place and 10th Street South, and apparently it stretches further back towards 11th, 12th Terrace. From what the people who've been coming out have been telling us are that there are very few homes that are standing. And by standing, they're referring to any home that has some semblance of still being a home. They're telling us there's levels. In addition to some of these people that they're bringing out that are injured, they say there's more people that are up there moving around that have lost arms or legs.
Goodness. Nora, thank you, and please keep us up to date. Like I've said many times, we don't know how many people have died right now, and we will know tomorrow, but the mission we have for the rest of this evening is to prevent further loss of life. And a lot of the objects, by the way, you're seeing in the secondary box down there, those are objects from Tuscaloosa that have landed in Birmingham from the areas hit so hard by there's the Birmingham tornado, as you can see in that shot, but that's debris that's been falling from the sky in the Birmingham metro. But again, we're looking at the radar here, and we've got one violent tornado that is located very close to Spring Garden. We'll take a look at that, and we're going to go back to the second storm. And really, we're down to two we're working right now, which is a good thing. But this thing is just incredible. This is very wrapped up. This is Piedmont right here, and this thing has just crossed Highway 9. And again, it's crossed Highway 9 very close to the Goshen United Methodist Church. That thing was rebuilt. I had the privilege of being the first speaker in that church after they rebuilt it, after the '94 tornado, the first Sunday morning in which they had a worship service there. But again, that thing is totally wrapped up. Moving it to the east, it will be out of the county very soon. So again, in about 10 minutes, this large tornado will be in Georgia. But for the next 10 minutes, if you are located along or east of Highway 9 in southern Cherokee County, from Goshen back over to Spring Garden, please don't fool with this thing and be in a safe place until this storm passes. So that is clearly, that is the most violent storm on the board right now. Look at that. Absolutely incredible how this whole thing is wrapped up.
And we're seeing that from so far away.
Right.
The radar beam is way up there.
It's 5,000 to 8,000 feet off the ground. And, normally you don't see signatures like that unless that beam is a lot lower than that. So, again, this is just very serious.
According to the Sheriff's Department, mobile homes has been damaged in the Fords Valley area of Etowah County. There may be an injury involved in that.
Okay.
That's with that storm. So,
again, the two storms we are currently working. We are working that storm that is a tornadic storm that will be in Georgia in about 15 minutes, but it's located near Spring Garden. The second one is coming up on Shelby County. And again, on that lead tornado, we want to clearly say the Weather Service has canceled the warning for Calhoun and Etowah because the thing is exclusively in southern Cherokee right now. But the tornado warning continues in effect for parts of Bibb, Chilton, and Shelby. A tornado was reported near Wilton, moving to the northeast at 50 miles an hour. Wilton is just down Highway 25 from Montevallo. And again, this is the Shelby County Airport NEXRAD radar. That is the circulation that is wrapped up. And again, Wilton is actually down here, but it sure looks like the circulation might be north of there. And it could be a case where people are looking north and they're seeing the circulation. But everybody in Montevallo and Maline and Alabaster need to be in a safe place. Everybody in Calera needs to be in a safe place. I know this is the second time you've done that. If you've got young children, it's a very challenging thing to do. But in a case like this, you cannot take any chances. You have to respect this because of the loss of life we have had today. And again, that will be crossing over Interstate 65 and US 31. So no travel along Interstate 65 or US 31 between Pelham and the Chilton County line. I know that technically Chilton County is involved in this warning, but more than this circuit will stay north of the Chilton County line. This is mainly a problem for southern Shelby County. So once again, we have a potentially violent tornado that is in the process of approaching Alabama Highway 119, Shelby County Highway 17, Alabaster, Maline, Calera, crossing I-65, very similar to the first one we saw here. But
there's that initial storm there that's coming up north of Vincent.
Yeah, and again, so is there a tornado warning for this one?
Yes, there is still a tornado warning for that. That one is on Highway 231, southwest of Pell City. This one is probably going to stay a little northwest of the city of Talladega. From Vincent to Pell City, Cropwell on Highway 231, Stimley on Highway 36, crossing over the Coosa River. You need to be in a safe place right now. That circulation has ramped up a little bit. It's more intense than it was when it passed through Chelsea, so there may be something to that one as well. There could be a tornado down in southern St. Clair County. That'd be south of the Wolf Creek area, south of Pell City now, but it's moving to the northeast, so this very well could clip that southern end of Pell City where a tornado passed through back in 2008. We had a derecho event, a long line of thunderstorms that came through and caused a spin-up tornado down along Lake Logan Martin in that part of Pell City down close to Highway 36, and this is going to be in that same area, except the angle of attack is a little different. This one's coming in from Vincent, moving toward Pell City and Stimley.
All right, so again, we have three circulations we're working with. Again, we've got this one that Jason was talking about up here around Vincent that's going to be crossing over into southern St. Clair and Talladega counties. We got the one down here near Alabaster, and this big one. This is a whopper. I mean, this is the big one. This is about to move into Georgia. This is the Alabama-Georgia line. This is Cherokee County, Alabama, and that large violent tornado will be exiting the state here in about 15 minutes or so. So again, the good news with that, we're about to get rid of this thing. But again, keep in mind there are certainly others that are still to come, but that is a very wrapped-up tornado in the community of Rock Run. This is Sandy Springs, and again, that's the Georgia border, and this thing will be out of here very soon, in just a matter of minutes. So we're about to lose this one over into Georgia, and of course, that belongs to the Atlanta television market. So let's go back and focus on these two storms, one moving out of Shelby County, one moving into Shelby County, and these are the two that are on the board right now, and we are thankful that the dry line is progressing into Alabama. And I do believe that is our dry line, Jason, right there.
That's it.
This is dry air, stable air. So for Hamilton, Russellville, the Shoals, severe weather risk is over. And we can be thankful for that. And this could be coming through the Birmingham Metro probably within the hour. But down here in advance of that, we have these violent, long-track supercell thunderstorms.
And we should also mention there's a tornado warning in effect for Coosa County. That's because of a storm near Prattville, west of Montgomery, that's coming up just like that. So Coosa County, southeast Coosa County, you're under a tornado warning. There's a possible tornado near Prattville that'll move across Elmore and then cross into Coosa County. But immediately the threat is in St. Clair, Talladega, northeast Shelby, and southwestern Shelby County. James?
Yeah, we've got the first image coming out of Pleasant Grove. If we can take that. This is coming from Honora Gathings. Can you guys in the back take that full screen? We're stuck in that. All right, we got to get you all a Mac back there. Again, this is a scene that was from Pleasant Grove. And again, we understand that we have multiple fatalities in Pleasant Grove. We don't know how many. But again, the images that you're seeing are in the other box are coming from our viewers. And again, that is an image, a video of the tornado as it came through Birmingham, areas north Birmingham, I believe that, or that might be the Tuscaloosa storm. It's the same storm. But again, what we're going to do is just kind of let that run in the other box that you're seeing down below, and we are going to carry on with the tornado warning information in the other box, and we will make it perfectly clear that we have potential of circulation right now in Shelby County below Alabaster that's about to cross Interstate 65 and US 31, moving northeast. And again, it's very much like the first rotation that came through Shelby County. We have not heard of any specific damage at this point from Shelby County, which is fantastic news considering the depth of the damage we have seen today. But again, this new circulation will be crossing I-65 around Calera and the Shelby County Airport, moving northeast over here, probably passing north of Columbiana, moving over toward Harpersville and Vincent. So let's move up the line a little bit. We'll check this second rotation. And Jason, the original rotation that came through is now probably around the Coosa River, if I would imagine. And that will be down below Cropwell around the Lake Logan Martin Dam.
And that one's intensifying.
Yeah.
It's right on Highway 231.
That's nasty looking.
Yeah, it's just south of Cropwell.
That is very dangerous.
Just a note to pass along, Birmingham Fire has requested that all off-duty personnel report to their fire stations. So Birmingham Fire requesting anyone who's off-duty to come to work immediately.
The National Guard has also been activated, coming to Birmingham by Governor Bentley to help in this major disaster that has hit our state today. If you're just joining us, the most serious damage so far has been Birmingham and Tuscaloosa. Two big cities were hit with multiple fatalities and injuries. We just don't know the numbers yet. As soon as we get hard numbers, we'll let you know. But again, that is a very dangerous storm that's down around Cropwell, and that's going to be crossing over Lake Logan Martin. So if you're close to Lake Logan Martin or south of Pell City, you need to be in a safe place. This will be moving over toward the Talladega Superspeedway. You need to be in a safe place. The good news, this thing is on the way out. This violent circulation is on the Alabama-Georgia border, and it's gone. So we are going to consider that storm gone. So now we can work really three. Jason, we should mention we have a new warning for parts of Hale and Marengo counties and Sumter counties, so we do need to go down to the west central part of the state. Sumter and Marengo counties, those are assigned to other television markets, but Hale is ours.
And there's debris falling in Sumter County.
Oh, great. All right, let's look right down here. And again, that is the storm that has prompted this new tornado warning. And again, the circulation has come across the Tombigbee River. This is Linden. This is Myrtlewood. This will be above Naneflia and Sweetwater, and quite frankly, it looks like this thing is coming right over toward Linden. I know that Hale County is technically in the warning, but this looks like an exclusive Marengo County issue. So again, the call to action here, that's Providence, that's Alabama 69 going up to Gallion, that's US 43 going up to Demopolis, but that is a potential violent tornado approaching Linden. If you are in Linden, in Marengo County, or Providence, or anywhere close, be in a safe place. We had loss of life down here in a big way April 15th around the communities of Octagon. And again, that's that violent circulation that is approaching Linden. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time here because Marengo belongs to the Montgomery television market, but we know a lot of people watch us there. So a violent tornado potentially approaching Linden and Providence up here in Marengo County. That's US 80. This is Demopolis. This circulation will stay south of Demopolis. And again, that will keep moving northeast, ultimately crossing Alabama Highway 25, which is right here. Fawnsdale is located right here. There's Thomaston. Dayton is down there below that. And there's Uniontown. So that's our storm down to the south. Now, let's take a look at our Shelby County storm. And the storm coming up out of Alabaster. We'll see how that looks. At one point, the Weather Service declared a tornado emergency for Bibb County because they had reports of this being down. We'll put on the...
That thing looks tight.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, this thing is coming right up through Alabaster. And again, this is a very populated part of the world. But our call to action here is for Alabaster and Calera. And really, more than likely, it's going to be right down in through here. This thing will be passing very close to the Shelby County Airport. The National Weather Service, more than likely, is evacuating their office. The Weather Service in Birmingham is located down here at the Shelby County Airport. Significant tornado index is an 8.2, and that's a big deal. I know we've seen numbers as high as 15 today, but that is a big deal. But again, that is a possible tornado approaching the Shelby County Airport, Alabaster, Calera. And if you are anywhere close to those communities, please go to a safe place and stay there until this thing passes. This will traverse the southern part of Shelby County, more than likely passing near or north of Columbiana, and then coming out on the 280 corridor around Westover or Vincent or Harpersville, places like that. So again, we'll take this data off. And again, so that's circulation number one. Alabaster, Calera, you know the deal. Let's look at circulation number 2, south of Pell City. This is about to cross Lake Logan Martin. This is a very dangerous storm. This circulation you see right here, look at the notch. It's right here. That's a TVS, a tornado vortex signature, moving northeast. And again, this will be passing north of Talladega. The Talladega Superspeedway sits right here. And again, this is Speedway Boulevard. That's Interstate 20. This rotation will be moving northeast up in the direction of the Superspeedway. So we don't want anybody traveling on US 78, which is here, Interstate 20. 20, which is here. Alabama 77, which is here. This will clearly pass north of the city of Talladega, but I'd say, folks, it's about Chaco Springs and points north. You need to be in a safe place. Significant tornado index is a 9.9. Like all of the other ones we have seen today, that is a very significant number. So a major tornado is now below Pell City. It's come through Cropwell. It's crossing Lake Logan Martin right now. It will emerge on the eastern side of Lake Logan Martin, crossing Highway 77 and very close to the Talladega Superspeedway, then ultimately crossing Interstate 20 out here around the East Aboga exit. So we advise no travel on Interstate 20 between Pell City and Anniston. We thank our radio partners over on the eastern side of the state. It's Thunder 92.7 WTDR. And let's look at the other one is out. So that the good news I have to report, we have 3 circulations. We have this one, the one near Alabaster, and the one near Linden. Okay, so 3, it's manageable. And there's the big picture. This is 1, 2, 3. We've also got Coosa County under a tornado warning, a sliver of Coosa County for this tornado that's indicated near Prattville. And we'll show you that. Again, the core of this more than likely will stay well to the south of Coosa County. This is more of an Autauga, Elmore County problem. We got a possible tornado located west of Prattville. But again, a lot of people watch this stream. So if you are in Prattville or Wetumpka, the suburbs north of Montgomery, be in a safe place.
It actually looks like we have multiple circulations. Look at this on the reflectivity. If you look at it carefully, it looks like there are 3 supercells that are just back to back to back in a line from Prattville up to Pine Level and then right up to the Chilton-Coosa County line. I know that's not exactly the case, but anywhere in there, we may have one storm that kind of takes over and becomes the more dominant cell, and it will likely be the more southern one, but anywhere within that entire batch of storms, it's coming across Elmore County, and that will clip the southern edge of Coosa County. You need to be in a safe place. Right now, there is a potential for some significant damage in this part of the state. It's not been tapped down here at all. It's in the 80s still in the Montgomery area. So we've got a lot of really warm, humid air. The atmospheric dynamics are just a little bit better to the east right now than they are to the west because with that dry line coming in, the helicity, or the amount of rotation that a thunderstorm is able to ingest, is going to change a little bit. In fact, it's going to flip around toward where the helicity is almost 0 when you get to the other side of that dry line. So things are going to improve really quickly in extreme west Alabama, but we've got a long way to go to get all these storms out of the eastern part of the state.
And if we can double box it, I'm going to let some of the images roll from our viewers. Again, and that is the Tuscaloosa Tornado, by the way. And we have so many photographs. And, of course, if you watched our live coverage, you saw that live with the Skycam. That the Skycam images today have been absolutely riveting. But we are working 3 specific rotation areas within our television market. We have one near Linden in Marengo County. And really, that's in the Montgomery television market. So we're going to focus on the Shelby County rotation and the St. Clair County rotation. So, again, let's go to Shelby County. We have a circulation that is near Alabaster and Calera moving northeast. And that's going to carry this circulation, which, interestingly enough, is almost right over the next rad radar at the Shelby County Airport. That's going to be moving up this way. The greatest threat of a tornado is going to be south of Shelby County 11. This is the road from Alabaster back over to Chelsea High School, and that will be passing through Camp Branch and Saginaw and places like that. Pretty close to Columbiana. That's 47 coming out of Columbiana back up toward Chelsea. So everybody in the path of this thing should clearly be in a safe place. Everybody from Chelsea down to Columbiana, you need a lot of residential neighborhoods in through here. Be in a very safe place as this storm passes. And again, this will be coming out Highway 280 down around Harpersville and Vincent, and we'll keep a close eye on that. So the first call to action is for Shelby County for a possible tornado near Calera, moving to the northeast. That's going to take it between Chelsea and Columbiana. Let's check the Shelby County storm, or the St. Clair County storm, and man, that looks nasty.
Like I said a minute ago, the dynamics are getting a little better to the east than they are to the west. So as these storms are now crossing I-65, they are running out of an environment where it's a little bit more iffy to a more substantially strong thunderstorm kind of environment over St. Clair County and Talladega County, as well as Calhoun County. So this tornado warning that's near Pell City, a storm is very likely producing a tornado there, just like we've seen with the last couple of these. They've intensified over St. Clair and over Calhoun.
Hey, check this out. The National Weather Service in Mobile is now taking over for Birmingham. because Birmingham has taken shelter. The Weather Service in Birmingham has taken shelter for that rotation near the Shelby County Airport. Isn't that crazy? I mean,
don't see that every day.
No. So, and that's exactly what you need to do. I mean, we have done that in situations in years past, but once again, we have a tornado near the Shelby County Airport. The Weather Service in Mobile is taking over for them for a moment. But again, this is a very violent storm that's located near Pell City and Lake Logan Martin, approaching the Talladega Superspeedway. That's the second rotation near the Shelby County Airport, moving northeast. That's going to be passing between Chelsea and Columbiana.
New tornado warning for Coleman County again.
Oh boy. That's on the dry line.
Yeah, it's right on the dry line. There's a little bit of an increase in I mentioned the helicity just a minute ago. When you get west of that dry line, it improves, but right along it and just east of it, it's still significant enough that it could produce a tornado. So downtown Coleman, Good Hope, Vinemont, Holly Pond, you are in line for another one that could come through there with the potential for some damaging winds. A possible tornado may be along with it. I am fairly certain that we do not have our Coleman Skycam available, but I'm going to look and see anyway. No, we do not. It's been gone since 2:57 this afternoon. So we're still watching as the dry line comes in. There is a possible tornado over the western side of Coleman County. Winston County is under a severe thunderstorm warning for this, but Coleman County has, under the National Weather Service and Huntsville's authority, been placed under a tornado warning. Possible tornado would be near Arley, moving up toward Crane Hill, moving near the Smith Lake Park, Trimble, Good Hope, Coleman, Vinemont, West Point, Jones Chapel, Baldwin, Fairview, Bayleton, Simcoe, Holly Pond, Berlin, Hanceville. You know where you are here. This is the same kind of thing, and we have neglected to say this a little bit in the past couple of hours, just simply because we said it so many times earlier. But there, I would venture to say almost every power customer in Coleman County is without power. So if you know someone up in Coleman County, if you can get in touch with them, let them know that another tornado is on the way in. This one seems to be ramping up a little bit. We'll take a peek at it from the Columbus, Mississippi NEXRAD and look at the velocity product.
And let me quickly, Jason, the sad news, CNN is reporting 25 dead in Alabama right now. 25 dead, at least 3 in Tuscaloosa. Many are in the Birmingham area, Pleasant Grove. So just wanted to pass that on. This is serious business.
Most serious loss of life we've had around here in a long, long time, too.
And again, we don't know the numbers, but you go ahead with the Coleman County warning.
Yeah, the warning for Coleman County is for a storm that will likely affect the city of Coleman again. There's another pretty heavy thunder shower on the east side of Hanceville, and we'll have to watch that one because the atmosphere is still primed for additional development. The radar out of Birmingham looking at this, seeing the strong hail core right along Highway 278 just southeast of Addison, right around the Baldwin community, and then the rotating part of this storm is a little, probably about 17, 18 miles southwest of downtown Coleman, and it's moving right toward the city again. So if you're in that area, you need to be in a safe place immediately. We have multiple warnings still in effect. The good news is this storm that's coming through Coleman County represents the back edge of the severe weather threat. Those showers that go down through Walker and Fayette and Pickens, any of those could turn severe and turn tornadic at any moment. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for Walker County, for Winston County, but it looks like the worst of that storm is now well up into Coleman County. We have that storm that came through Cherokee that's now north of Cedartown, Georgia. A very powerful storm on the east side of Pell City, and it looks like that thing is approaching the Talladega Superspeedway, and we have a bounded weak echo region. Haven't seen one that looked just like that in a while, but that's what the Coleman tornado looked like when it went over about 3 o'clock this afternoon. We had that little donut hole, and that's what you got right there on I-20 just southwest of downtown Lincoln, south of the Honda plant. That'll come over Speedway Boulevard and then move over toward Anniston and Oxford. So the last tornado for Calhoun County, the last warning was for the northern part. This one's going to be for the main Anniston-Oxford metropolitan area in southern Calhoun County, northern Talladega County, too, well north of Munford and Talladega. If you're Talladega-Sylacauga, this one's not going to bother you, but there's a high potential for a tornado near I-20 and Speedway Boulevard, Highway 77, around the Lincoln area. You need to be in a safe place just as soon as you can get there. We'll look at the parameters here based off of the radar system. That's a TVS, that little red triangle that you see in the left-hand corner. Significant tornado index is still a 10.3. Tornado impact is a 5.2. So these numbers not as high as they were for West Alabama earlier on, but certainly high enough to take these things seriously. Tornado warning remains in effect for Shelby County, and we've also got a tornado warning in effect for Coosa County. Southern Talladega County, you will likely be affected by the second storm. First storm passes north of Talladega. This one that has just come past Alabaster. I've not seen any reports of damage out of it, but we do know that a tornado could form in this thing at any time. It's running into a slightly more favorable environment east of I-65.
Yeah, the Weather Service had to take cover from that one. And again, what you're doing, we're double boxing video and images from our viewers in one box and ongoing severe weather in the second box. And again, the EMA has confirmed 25 people have been killed, at least. We don't know how many people have been killed in the state. The latest number is 25. I'm afraid that death toll is going to go higher. We'll get a breakdown here shortly. But again, we're still going to stay with all of these dangerous storms until they are totally gone out of our market, and then we'll focus on damage and recovery and tell you what we know and what we won't tell you what we don't know. A lot of times rumors get flying out, and what we tell you is coming straight from the horse's mouth when it comes to the numbers in terms of fatalities and injuries. All right, so again, we've got one rotation that's on Shelby County 47 between Chelsea and Columbiana. Come over here toward Westover and Harpersville and Vincent. If you're in any of these communities, be in a safe place right now.